Okay, so I have this 461 Meteor cylinder right here. I've got it all marked out and I'm going to start porting it. The reason I've got this on video is so that if it flakes, I can show you. Clean my glasses up here. I will say the numbers on this thing are quite weird. You know, like factory intake was only 70. Now the Meteor cylinder was better. The Meteor cylinder was about 75 on the intake, and so whenever we dropped the cylinder, that put my intake right where it needs to be. So we're mainly just going to do the exhaust and the transfers. Had to lift them a lot. After dropping the cylinder down so far, that gave us a 108 on the exhaust, which is way too low. So here we go. Gonna go real slow. Oh. Gotta give my hand a break. Let's take a break. See if you can see in there. Yes, coming nicely. The exhaust opened right up. No problems there. So I'll do the rest off camera. Okay, so I got a little bit more polishing to do on the exhaust here. The intake did have some inconsistencies and I smoothed those out. But look what I noticed on the base. Can you see that? Oh my God. You know? Only one thing to do. Flake it right off. Now, I will say that I got particularly lucky that it happened down here at the base, because I see no more flaking anywhere. It was just there. That one little pocket right there. So since it's at the base, the rings will never come down here. I'm going to take some sandpaper and smooth that out and send it. Hopefully it lasts. But I can tell you this. I am never again getting a Meteor cylinder that I plan on porting. Never. It's not going to happen. I will try and stay away from highway as well. But look at that. That is... Let me get something here. That's absurd. Yeah, so we'll just sand that up and hopefully it'll be all good. Thank goodness it was down there at the base. Man. Yeah, over and over again, I've seen so many videos on YouTube, porting tutorials. I watch it all just like you guys. Not so much anymore because I'm so busy with my own channel, but in the past for sure, absolutely. And I have heard over and over again, these Meteor cylinders are excellent. They're really close to OEM quality and blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. That may be a very hard coating, which that's probably why it's flaking off. I don't doubt that. And the port layout, in this situation, the port layout was actually better than stock. But if you're going to port it, if you have any plans on porting a cylinder, either stick to something cheap, which these are not. This piston and cylinder kit was about $186, I think it was. And that ain't cheap. That ain't cheap. It's ridiculous that it's coming off like that, you know, the flaking. So I've gotten it good. All of my ports that I did do porting on, they're good. I'm using, what is this? 150 grit. 150 grit to go over where I ported and smooth out those edges. I do use my rounded over bit like that to take care of the edges. But then I go back through with my fingers, just like I'm doing, and smooth them out. Now, some of you guys might be like, "Well, 150, that's too coarse." This is not cutting through that plating. All it's capable of doing is just smoothing out any edges that I caused. So, yeah, glad that flaking happened at the bottom. It doesn't appear that it's going to go any further, but honestly, it could go a lot further and it'd be fine. The only possible problems is that it might get in the bottom end and the bearings and stuff, which would suck, but it flaked off and it's done. We're done, you know. It's nice and smooth there. There's a nice smooth transition. The bottom, the base, my cutting bit probably needs to be replaced because it left a pattern and everything. But I've smoothed that out really nice now with the sandpaper. Just put it on a flat surface. Didn't require much at all. Because, you know, it is, even though my bit needs to be replaced at this point, it is still a lathe and it does still cut well. But so the squish, I think that I probably took out around 30 thousandths out of the squish. That's what I think probably was happening. The ports should, you know, I'll do a final check, but they should line up to 78 on the exhaust. I'm sorry, 78 on the intake, which gives you 156 duration. A lot of people go, "Oh, what's the duration?" Duration is key. It's the same thing. There's a couple saws that I have been told, like I think the 660 is one of them, that the duration works out a little wonky. I don't know, but for the most part, you aim your marks at 78 if you're set up perfectly at top dead center with your gauge. Then whenever you roll it back around, you hit 78 again on, you know, for your intake opening right there. And so you just take that 78 and you double it. You double it and that gives you 156 degrees of duration. On the exhaust side, we're at 101. And with that, you double it and then you subtract it from the 360 degrees. So 101 times 2 is 204. 204 subtracted from 360 gives you 156 degrees duration on the exhaust. The transfers, I aimed for 20 degrees. So we're at probably about 20, 21 degrees of blowdown. So I'm going to put this back together, get the final numbers, and we'll run it, see how she does. But yeah, very disappointed in a Meteor cylinder. F this. I won't do this again unless I have to. And there's very few cases that you have to do something in a hobby. So, yeah, like in this situation, I was trying to save the customer as much money as possible. I had heard over and over again that Meteor cylinders are good. And, you know, perhaps they are good if you don't port them. But in porting them, I had to be so... Because, you know, Gary Buxton left me a message on my Facebook post I think, or maybe it's on the channel. Yeah, it's on the channel. I feel really cool that Gary Buxton watches the channel. I know. I mean, I like all you guys. It's, you know, it's pretty weird. I hesitate to even say it, but it's real. I have a fan base, and I have fans. I have people that recognize me every now and then, you know, and they're like, hey, you're the novice lumberjack. And it's like, on some level, I'm this low level celebrity, and it's weird. Well, perfect example. So my other YouTube channel, which is pretty much dead now, I don't do anything with it, but it just is my name, Bodie Pennington, and got a lot of videos out there with that and everything. And I met a friend of mine from high school, Gary, and he was in Atlanta working on the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, our big football, soccer stadium, stuff like that. So that you'll know. Anyways, and we're hanging out. And I was like, oh man, it's great to see you. I'm so glad we hooked up. You know, this is cool. Hey, yeah, you remember that time whenever you... Gary was a handful. He was a bad seed. He was. And I took electrical class in high school. I loved electricity. I was going to be an electrician. The only reason I'm not an electrician is because whenever I went into the Air Force, I was jonesing to go bad. I wanted to get out of my small town, and to get a guaranteed job, right? You sign up for a guaranteed job, then you have to fill a slot at a certain time point. You can't just leave and go. And so I was like, I want to be an electrician. And the guy's like, okay, that's fine. The first spot that we have open for a guaranteed electrician spot is, it was like 6 months. 6 months wait. And I was like, that's a long time to wait, man. I'm 19 years old. I can't wait that long. And it was like, well, here's what how about this? And HVAC was one of them, heating and air conditioning. And I had remembered a kid from school, a different kid, saying that he was going to go into HVAC. And he was, oh, there's good money in HVAC. That's a good job. Everybody needs heating and air conditioning. Everybody needs heating and air conditioning. Well, not really. That's a luxury that we give ourselves. But anyways, that right there was only a 3-month wait. And my recruiter, being a good recruiter, like they all are, he was like, well, it's basically the same thing as electrical. You know, you do a lot of electrical, but with this one, you get plumbing as well and AC. And so, you know, that was appealing to me at the time. And so I went in for heating and air conditioning. And I won't say that I regret it, because I don't. My life is great right now. And it has been. It's always been. So I enjoy life. So, but in high school, in electrical class, Gary, he pulled his wang out right there in class. Yeah, and the teacher about lost his crap, you know. Of course, at the time you're little kids, right? And so you know, we were like 17. And we were just all laughing. It was all funny. Oh, why are you getting so mad for, Sloan? Sloan was the teacher and everything. And but looking back on it, I've been a high school teacher. That lasted for 3 months. And I turned my resignation in, and I said, I'm going to do one of 3 things. I'm going to kill a student, kill myself, or quit this job. I am choosing the lesser of 3 evils, and I choose, or I hope you accept this as my formal resignation. Being a teacher to high school age students, I would probably say 7th grade and up, is really difficult, because they start getting their own personalities, and whenever you get that joker in class, it's going to pull out his pecker. Oh, you just want to kill that kid. I'm sure Sloan wanted to kill him dead, you know. But anyway, so the point is I'm sitting there with this guy that I grew up with. And I don't know, we was having a beer, just hanging out, whatever we was doing. I can't remember what it was. And he's like, man, I kind of feel like I'm hanging out with a celebrity. I was just like, he's like, yeah, I watch you all the time, man. I totally went down the rabbit hole. I watched video after video after video. And he's like, yeah, I feel like I'm sitting here with a celebrity. So it's weird. But where was I going with that? I don't even know. Hopefully this is going to run well, and I'm certain that it will, and I'm also certain that I am not going to buy another Meteor cylinder unless I have to, unless I just have to for some reason. I'm going to also try and stay away from highway. Oh, that's where I was going with it. So all my subscribers, you're cool. I like you. I really dig getting the comments and stuff. And I've been trying to answer them more recently because I know that's important. And, but like Gary Buxton, whenever, he comments on things, like he's like, you're going to be very lucky if that doesn't flake out. I was like, man, Gary Buxton watches my channel. That's cool. That's cool. But got a lot of good guys, got a lot of good guys. David, dude, you write books, man. You write books in your comments. Keep writing them, brother. Let's see. I've got a lot of people, a lot of really knowledgeable people that give me hints and tips and tricks. Of course, we all know that, at this point, I guess you could say I'm kind of buddies with Charlie Briscoe and with Pat Cajun. Although the drama over the saw that Pat built for me is just stupid, and I don't even know what to do there. I don't even know what to do. I don't know, but sucks. Most of the time the drama is caused by outside forces that, I say one thing and somebody disagrees with, I can't believe you said that. Whatever. Like, I guess somebody had a hard time with me saying that, the 281 that Pat built runs like a stock MS660. Why you would have a problem with that, I have no idea. You know why I said it? Because it does. And that's a good thing, I mean, the 660 that I was comparing it to, I think it was 5th place in Clone Wars. That thing runs stellar. I was bragging about it like crazy. And I was saying that it's faster than a stock 660, and the 281 is 81 cc's. The 660 is what, 94 cc's, something like that. To me, it's a compliment, but to somebody out there, it was a diss. F that, man. Really, F that. I've thought about doing all kinds of different things with that saw, because I don't like the drama that it brings. But then I was like, well, screw it. People can say whatever the hell they want. That's my saw. Pat built that for me. He worked hard, and it's awesome. And I've done nothing but talk highly about it. But because I compared it to a 660, and because I like it better with a 7-pin sprocket, now all of a sudden I don't appreciate it. F off. I ain't got time for that crap. I love the damn saw. It's got a name for it. Everything. Anyways. This has went off track, hasn't it? But, yeah. Fixing to throw this thing back together. We'll see how she runs.